ain't this fun? Just checking my audio for a second. Testing, test. Hello, hello, hello. Good. That seems to work just fine. There we go. Just fine. Okay, you can hear me. Like, what am I, like breathing, or is it annoying sounds? Is it like really intense and distracting? Is this better? Is it better from this distance? I'm trying to get it right because I can't hear what you hear. So is it better here? Try and maintain this distance. Okay, alright. So basically, don't eat the mic, keep it about 2.5 inches from the mouth. Okay. And is the display distracting, or does everything seem okay? Like, would you watch a stream like this or not? Oh, we have someone else joining us for a little test. Well, sweet. Well, I'm going to keep this channel open for the next hour, just to see if we can accumulate anybody. And if you have, like, I've been playing the series for years, so if you have any questions about, you know, how Monster Hunter plays, just let me know, and, you know, I can voice them. Welcome. We're just getting started. Game will be launching in about 1 hour, so we're here just getting warmed up. If anybody has any questions, feel free to go ahead and ask them. The more people ask questions, the more people will stick around. That's how I look at it. Keep coming in here, guys. We got about 1 hour until the game goes live. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask them. I've been playing Monster Hunter for several years, ever since the original PlayStation 2 version. Well, if you got 3 die-hard Monster Hunter buddies, it sounds like they are one shy of a party of 4. So it sounds like you're doing them a disservice, my friend. Maybe after this you might reconsider and join them on the hunt. One thing I will say though, I've been watching some of the trailers of this game. I'm not sure if you have. It could be misleading, but I'm gonna find out here pretty soon. But it seems like hunting is actually now more a part of the game. Even though it's been called Monster Hunter, you never really did any real tracking, or you weren't really, studying the lay of the land. All you were really doing is just sort of running around the map until you found the monster, and then you killed said monster. Well, of course, you chased it around the map a few times, but after that little merry dance was led, you just pretty much, end of the day, monster, sword, kill, etc. From the trailers, it looks like they're trying to make this game more of a go out there and actually find your target in a larger map setting, and use the environment around you and study it. I could be wrong. That's just pretty much how the launch trailer was, sort of the beta launch trailer anyway, was trying to sell it. So they showed a whole bunch of these scenes of the hunters like going up to these little things like, ooh, what's this? Scraping their knife on it, and it would like spawns a little thing up in the air going like, this monster is this way. Yeah, this might be a little bit more sandboxy, more open worldy. I can't give a definitive answer. I've actually kind of left myself a little bit vague on what this game is going to be about, but I've done a little bit of research, but not a lot. It does look like it's a little bit more open worldy. In the past, previous Monster Hunter games, like you would pretty much just go out to an isolated map, and that map would have little cells, like little zones, anywhere between 5 to 7 little isolated zones that you would just move from one to the next, and it would load the next screen, and that this was your map. Like for instance, if you went to a jungle zone, or jungle map, sorry, if you go to a jungle map, there would be like six zones in it, and you would zone in and zone out between each of those little zones, and moving throughout the map until you found the monster. When you found the monster, you would mark the monster with a paintball and start fighting it, and then when it would flee to a different zone in that map, you just chase it. Just rinse and repeat until death. Yes, they were very instance-based, and that was because they were primarily designed for. At the time, it was designed. It was a game designed for the PlayStation 2. But when it came out for the PlayStation 2, it was essentially an MMORPG that could compete with even the likes of, say, World of Warcraft at the time, because Monster Hunter predates World of Warcraft by like 2 months here in the States and a whole year in Japan. So by the time World of Warcraft came out, I was too engrossed in Monster Hunter to give any cares about World of Warcraft at all. But it was those little zones was part of the hardware limitations, and then after that, Monster Hunter was just kind of thrown around like a ping pong ball over to like things like PSP and the Wii, and then we got 3DS version and then a Wii U version. So it's been all over the place. It's been primarily moving from one handheld to another handheld for a while. We've always been wanting a PS4 version, and me, myself, I've always been wanting a PC version. And that's the big deal about Monster Hunter World for me, anyway, is that a PC version of Monster Hunter World is in the works. And hopefully, this is because I've done a little bit of research to see what their future plans were for this game. They really haven't said a lot. I would personally like them to do sort of what they did with Monster Hunter Online, which was the Eastern exclusive MMORPG version of Monster Hunter, where they had the hunting seasons. The hunting seasons, quote unquote, were essentially just little mini expansion packs that would throw in a whole series of brand new monsters, a whole series of brand new weapons and equipment, a couple of different missions, trials, some PvP, bigger bosses, some whole new levels, but basically just like a whole new game thrown in on the already current game, and you can just continue playing whatever. I haven't seen any information about Monster Hunter World's long-term plans. Yeah, you and I both, and I'll be able to actually for PC version, I'll be able to record at a much higher quality and a much higher fidelity. Currently on the PS4 version here, I'm stuck with the PS4 hardware streaming at the moment, so it's stuck at 720p. Once I'm able to get the PC version, I'll be able to pump it all the way up to 1080p, 60 FPS. The beta starts in about 50 minutes. Gold Taco. I'm just doing some basic Q&A and some initial chat right now. Just getting everyone in here and getting everyone ready, and then we'll get rolling once it opens up. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Yeah, about pretty much. I'm hoping the long-term goals for Monster Hunter World will have a season, not a season pass, but hunting seasons, where they would release those new monsters and those new kits. Because if anything, it seems like Monster Hunter World on a PC and a PlayStation 4 platform, even Xbox as well, would be a fantastic foundation to just keep building and building and building. And yes, Gold Taco, I've been playing Monster Hunter ever since the very, very, very first one that came out back in 2004 here in like a PlayStation 2. So I've been playing the series for a long time. I missed a couple of titles because Capcom's been sort of dicking around with the franchise quite a bit, as they sometimes do with their best games. So I'm eager to see how they've changed things up with Monster Hunter World. This is supposed to be a big overhaul of the series to try and appeal to much more of a Western audience. So far, we'll see. If anybody has any additional questions that they'd like to throw down, now's the time, because we're just sitting here and chatting for the next hour. Okay, let me, when it comes to combat in this game, they've been really evolving it since in the past couple of titles. Back on, how should I put it this way? Combat has essentially always been the same. They've just keep stacking on new things to do. Even way back in the original PlayStation 2 version. One thing about this game has always been you are always underprepared for a large monster when you start the game. I mean, this is not one of those I'm going to run out there and immediately start killing everything and it'll drop with a couple of slashes of the sword. Back in the original game, nothing had HP bars. You had to actually sort of eyeball the monster to see where it was and its health. I think in this game we actually do get HP on the monsters, and we actually do get damage numbers coming out, but I could be wrong. I'll find out shortly. But it's very fast-paced, very reactionary. This is why I've always been a very big fan of this series, because it requires you to study the boss and learn quickly on the fly and be able to react fast to whatever moveset it is pulling from its rotation. Every boss has its own unique set of moves, but they have an AI which allows them to decide which is the best and most devastating move for that moment. So they're not just stuck to a solid rotation. You're going to have to pretty much you have to watch the tells. The monster will do various wind-up tells, which will tell you what it's about to do, and the more you fight that monster, the more you study that monster, the more you farm it and get used to it, the more you can anticipate what it's going to do and be able to react accordingly, be able to take it out more efficiently. Yes, Gold Taco, there's guns in this game. There's a whole lot of different kinds of guns too, and they've actually expanded what the heck they can do in this game. So first off, there is the basic bow, and because the bow has a huge charge shot, it in many ways can count as a gun. But if you want to go for a more traditional guns, there is the light bow gun, which is, in all intents and purposes, just a straightforward gun. You can change the ammo and craft different ammos, and whatever different ammo you put in there will change the properties of the weapon. You can also set ground flares, things, little traps, things on the ground, and that will actually apply damage to the monster over time, as long as they're in and around the beast and other things. There's also the large bow gun, which they now have a sniper prone position added in this game, which is interesting. So I'm looking forward to trying that out. What do we got here? Less than an hour. We got 45 minutes there, Discord Hunter. So, let's see here. We were talking about guns, but I was also talking about combat. I'm interested in trying out the charged blade in this game. It looks to be very, very flexible weapon. I've always been a very classic sword and shield user. Sword and shields in this game have always been a very straightforward, very agile, very nimble weapon class. Because in this game, different weapons that you pick up give you different abilities, different movements. Nothing's ever the same. Let me read what you guys are saying. Well, when it comes to the Gold Taco, if you play the beta, you get some special bonuses towards the actual full release version, but they're not going to be game breaking. And Discord the Hunter, yeah, I've been playing stories too, so I really actually enjoy stories, and I was surprised that it's still a Monster Hunter game first, rather than being just a straightforward RPG spin-off knockoff. I was very shocked to see that the RPG part actually came more of a second to the Monster Hunter portions. So it wasn't just an RPG with a Monster Hunter skin. It was a Monster Hunter game with an RPG skin. That's kind of how I look at it. I took a bit of a break. I was working on a very powerful PvP build, but I don't know, PvP in that game is getting pretty cheap because all you gotta do is just pretty much disable what both the enemy hunter and the enemy monsters can do, and you just pretty much win after that. But anyway, yeah, the charge blade for combat is one I really want to try because it's a transforming weapon. It has the sword and shield, and then it can also turn into a very big axe. That's nice. Well, I didn't even know that they were going to be releasing additional DLC for stories. I thought it was just a launch DLC and that was it. They just kind of wiped their hands of it after that. But if they got more coming, I look forward to it. It's just not something I'm going to be investing into here shortly. Because we got Monster Hunter World coming out on PS4 late January. And then not long after that, we got Dissidia coming out, and I'm going to be playing the buns off of that here on PlayStation 4 until they inevitably come out with a PC version of Dissidia as well. So it'll come. I just can't come fast enough. By the way, forgive me if my voice is a little weak. I've had some trouble. So if anyone has the trouble hearing me or if I sound too gruff, just let me know. So this is the best I can do right now. We still got about 40 minutes until the game gets rolling, so if anybody has any questions they want to throw my way or any topics that they want me to discuss or bring up, hey, you know, that's what we're here for right now. Well, gee, thank you. Well, one of the new things that they've been adding for Monster Hunter World is, well, I wouldn't say World, but with the previous couple of Monster Hunter games that World has picked up, is now we can interact more directly with the monsters, a lot more than previous titles. See, as far back as the PlayStation 2 version, all we can really do was just deal damage to the monster, and whatever damage we did, you could see the effect on the creature. Like if you beat up its head for a while and it had these two big horns, if you beat up the head, you can knock the horns off. If you hit the wings a lot, the wings will start tearing and you can see rips in it. If you hit the tail enough, you can cut the tail off. Eventually they'll start limping, they'll start bleeding, they'll start whimpering and all that stuff. So they'll look like they've been worn out in battle. But you know, even from way back then, we were always wondering, why can't we just jump on these guys and start stabbing them in the back? Well, turns out that in one of the most recent Monster Hunter games, you could actually start jumping on them. And Monster Hunter World has those features as well, so now we can start climbing on the monsters and start stabbing into them and other things. So I look forward to see what kind of fun things that's going to offer. Now, Discord the Hunter, when you're talking about bloated weapon power, which game are you talking about exactly? Yeah. I admit I actually didn't jump in on For You. I missed out on the past couple of games in the series, mainly due to A, fatigue, and B, me just being kind of annoyed that they just kept jumping from so many different systems. Monster Hunter has never really had a solid foundation here in the United States, and that's what's really been pissing me off about this series. I'm really hoping that Monster Hunter World is going to be a fresh start, and they're finally going to actually set some goddamn roots down and make a foundation that actually doesn't migrate a lot. The fact that it's on Xbox and PS4 and it's going to be on PC gives me hopes that they're not going to, you know, start like coming next year, Monster Hunter World X Double Cross Hazard coming to the PlayStation Switch mobile thingy, you know, exclusively or whatever. That's always been pissing me off because Monster Hunter started on PlayStation 2, and there's only one title here in the United States that saw it, while in Japan they got 3 or 4, and then we were regulated to a lot of them over to the PSP, and then after the PSP we had a Wii version, and I went out and bought a Wii for that game, and that was it. And I was hoping that, yay, maybe they'll release more on the Wii. But nope, just one. It was a one-shot. And then they released basically that game again on the Wii U. So, sort of like a little punch to the face. And then they also had a 3DS version. And so it was really starting to wear on me. I'm just like, stop migrating. Stay in one spot. If they do like have a nice foundation, they can build up something very nice. If you think about it, you know, over in the far east, when they had Monster Hunter Online, they could build up the seasons, and you can have a persistent hunter. Well, I wouldn't say Monster Hunter had a Kingdom Hearts problem. Kingdom Hearts has its own problem. With this game, it's more of they kept on using it as a platform seller, and Capcom was never really confident with Monster Hunter over here in the States. And the reason why Monster Hunter has not performed well over here in the States is because the EU branch has been in charge of its marketing for the United States. And those two just do not mesh at all. So your dad, huh? Well, I'm 35 years old. Who knows? I could be old enough to be your dad. But yeah. Let's see here. Back to the subject at hand. Yeah, the EU was always in charge of the advertising for the PlayStation, not PlayStation, but for the US versions. And to this day, I just flabbergasted at how the very first version of this game was released in the United States, and just really pissed off Capcom Japan, where they did not have any trust in Monster Hunter selling over here, and it's had a rough life ever since then. With the only advertising that Monster Hunter, the original PlayStation 2 version, got was the back page of a magazine, and it was that magazines that you sell at GameStop. I think it was like Game Informer or something, and that's it. It's just the back page, just one little thing like, hey, we got that. And they had one article in that magazine as well. It's like, Monster Hunter, this sounds cool, doesn't it? Yeah. And that was it. The day that Monster Hunter actually came out on the PlayStation 2, I saw a commercial from Capcom air on television, and it was for Devil May Cry 2. I'm just like, couldn't that advertised slot been used for, I don't know, the new game you just released, you dumbasses? Did anyone care about Game Informer at all? Because when you said, I also remember when people stopped caring about it. I mean, they had to have started caring at one point. I don't remember that point. We got 30 minutes until the beta begins. Yeah, but ever since that little debacle with the release of the first game, the corporate over in Japan just thought that everyone over here on the West just did not get Monster Hunter. And they were like, nah, they don't want it. The game was never advertised. I don't even. Most people didn't even know the game existed. I mean, for you won't know how many times I had to actually tell people that this game was not Pokemon. Many times I would say, "Hey, I've been playing this game called Monster Hunter. It's awesome, man." You're like, "Don't you mean Monster Rancher?" No, I'm like, no, not Monster Ranch. Is that some kind of Pokemon game? No, it's like, look, we're here playing World of Warcraft. We're trying to kill dragons. That's what I'm doing in this game. Here, just let me show. Look, we don't want to play nothing called Monster Hunter. It sounds like a baby game. Oh man, tough times. So anyone here waiting for the stream, have you guys had any kind of similar relationships with Monster Hunter, or most of you, aside from Discord the Hunter, most of you people new to the game, go ahead and speak up. Uh, Let me know if you've never played Monster Hunter, had a passing interest in it, what? And I actually used to play Monster Rancher too, so that was sort of an insult to injury back then, because people would think I was stupid and didn't know the difference between the games or titles. So Taco has some experience. So in the PSP version, did you play Freedom, Freedom Unite, or one of the other ones that came after that? God, what kind of lame-ass titles were those? Monster Hunter Freedom. It's like, what does that even mean? I mean, of course, they really just had to work with, like, Monster Hunter G. But yeah, that's sort of a Japanese thing, but I mean, they could have at least done something a little bit, I don't know, more pizzazzy. But Freedom just sounds kind of, I don't know, kind of wacky. And then, have you ever seen some of those commercials produced by the EU for some of the older Monster Hunter titles? Like, I think when Freedom or Freedom Unite came out, they had this, these 4 kids walking around London, and they were finding tracks from this dragon type called the wyvern type called the Rothian. And so they were like, "Ooh, here's a footprint," and they were all in just normal clothes, looking very British, looking like idiots, just wandering around, like pointing at things, like, "I think it went that way." I'm just like, this is not the game. You're playing Pokemon Go 10 years before Pokemon Go. I mean, and then suddenly they're like standing, all 4 of them, in front of a brick wall, like they're gonna have some huge confrontation. And then suddenly a really bad CGI Rothian bursts out and just going "Rawr!" And then they start showing clips from the actual game and like do. I'm like, okay, that was a pretty lame advertisement. How can it get any worse than this? Introduce the Wii version, where they had the Celtic guy. That's pretty much how we like to describe him. Just some guy standing in front of a blue screen with a very heavy-ish accent of like Welsh, Celtic, I don't know. He was kind of having that, "Do you want to hunt some monsters?" You know, and stuff like that. And it's like, oh my god. And then in the background you were seeing like he it was almost like a documentary / advertisement to go somewhere and do something. I don't know, you can look it up online. It's like bad in a funny, sad kind of way. So in many ways, I'm hoping that this game never gets an advertisement, and you know, betas where we have little streams like this is the only advertisement this game gets. I think will be just fine. Do you want to hit some monsters? So we have about 25 minutes. You guys get anything you want me to focus on discussing or theorizing or mulling over or whatever? Feel free to say anything you like. Let's just keep the comments rolling. The beta starts in about 23 minutes, 22 minutes. So, very close, very close. Well, I don't know what time it is for you. I'm over here on the West Coast, so it starts at 9 a.m. PST. Then yes, then 11 it is. mean when it starts? So far, it'll be about 15 minutes before it starts. After I press any button, it should ping the game store, and if not, I'll just restart the program. But it pings the PlayStation Network every time you're on the main menu. So if it doesn't, then I'll just restart real quick, and it won't really affect the stream all that much. So we'll find out in about 15 minutes what it wants. If anybody has any particular questions or things that you want me to discuss with you, just go ahead and introduce them in the comments, and we'll chat it up for the next 15 or so minutes. "12 minutes and things should get rolling." Okay, welcome. Everything's going to get rolling in about 10 minutes. So if you have anything that you want to ask, feel free to leave a comment. We'll go ahead and discuss it to help pass the time. Get me a little bit more comfortable. There. 9 minutes. Don't worry if I have to restart the stream, it'll only be a momentary interruption. Hey there, things about to get rolling here in about 7 minutes. Feel free to wait with us. Say hello in the comments, that kind of thing. If you haven't joined us before, I've been playing Monster Hunter ever since the very first title back on PlayStation 2, so looking forward to seeing all the new changes. Hi there. Things are about to get rolling in about 6 minutes now. If you haven't joined us before, feel free to comment, say hello, greet the room, as it were. If you haven't been privy to our prior conversations, I've been playing this game since the original PlayStation 2 version. So, really excited to see how they're going to be changing things up. Both the good and the bad. Hopefully more good than bad. The last thing I want to do is say, oh, that sucks. Hey, welcome. Things should get started in about 4 minutes. That's right. Three minutes to go. So just sit tight. We're about to get ready to launch here. When you say making a room, can you compound upon that a little bit more? You mean on PlayStation 4? You mean to actually hunt with people in the game? So, can you elaborate? I just wonder how the first steps in this game are going to be. Is it going to be the same as all the other Monster Hunters, where the first thing I got to do is go gather me herbs and mushrooms, go kill some pigs, or are they going to throw us a little bit more aggressively into the action? The thing is, I don't know if I'll set up that immediately. I might. I mean, as a Monster Hunter player, I kind of like to have supplies, and I really want to get a handle on a lot of the new controls, the new UI, kind of get a feel for how the game plays before I really throw myself headfirst into multiplayer. I will be hitting multiplayer today, but I just want to kind of get a good grapple on what's new, what's different, kind of examine the game piece by piece, break it apart, that kind of thing. 1 minute, by the way. Boy, they're just counting the seconds, aren't they? Alright. As they say, let the hunt begin. Now, if the stream gets interrupted, don't worry. Okay. We're good to go. Mounting monsters. You can mount monsters by striking them with air attacks. Freely try out combat maneuvers and change your equipment in the item box. Talk to the housekeeper. Talk to the housekeeper and return to the title screen.
You can use the item box to manage your inventory.
Okay, that's a yes. What do we got? Okay, attack boost, evade window, water resistance, fire resistance. So let's do ballsy. Go attack boost. Oops, didn't mean to press that. Alright, conceals you from enemy view temporarily. The effect expires if you perform an attack or take an action. Okay, increases the jump air time and grants power to ride strong winds. Also makes it easier to mount the monsters. Prompts monsters to target you more, so this is more like a aggressive hate one. Let's see here. Eliminates damage resistances. Prevents wind effects. Protects your hearing, and grants tremor resistance. Oh, so that's just good overall. You will receive less attack. You will also receive less damage from attacks. That's just a good overall, just stable for if you're a hardcore fighter. Okay, reduce water damage nullifies. Use the smoker to gradually restore your health. Let's go with the fighter set for now. So wait, okay, equipment box. Okay, they all have defense 16. All they are is just different resistances and appearances. See, that's all rounded with some good fire resistance, water resistance. So I'm guessing whatever monsters we're fighting are going to be fire and water. And it also looks like that we get to pick which one we want to be proficient in. And it looks like the water dragon may also have some dragon elemental attached to it as well. I'm going to be saying, based on previous experience, the first one's going to probably be I'm not even going to guess. So, since I don't know, I'll just keep with the standard. Because that's good for both for now. I'll specialize a little bit later. We'll worry about the other stuff in a bit. Let me just kind of fiddle around with the controls.
The charge blade has two forms, sword and axe. Store up energy in a file, then release it through the axe.
Okay, there's that. So where's the R2 portion in this? It says R2 plus that. R2's guard. Ah, okay.
Charged up too much blade energy. You need to charge so that your attacks don't get deflected.
See.
You've charged up too much blade energy. You need to charge so that your attacks don't get deflected.
Oh, stupid cats. Stop planting the bombs so I can focus and read.
Charged up too much blade energy. You need to charge so that your attacks don't get deflected. You've charged up too much blade energy.
Guy, can you stop saying that every time I switch to the fucking weapon? Because I'm trying to figure out how to expel it. Says combo into amped elemental weapon discharge is
You've charged up too much blade energy. You need
but
to charge
nothing
so that your attacks don't get
discharged.
deflected.
See, this is why I have to kind of fiddle with the controls for a while.
You've charged up too much blade energy. You need to charge so that your attacks don't get deflected.
Options.
You've charged up too much blade energy. You need to charge so that your attacks don't get deflected.
Make some slight adjustments to this damn.
You've charged up too much blade energy.
Right.
You need to charge so that your attacks don't get deflected.
Okay, need her to shut up for a second.
You've charged up too much blade energy. You need to charge so that your attacks don't get deflected. You've charged up too much blade energy. You need to charge so that your attacks don't get deflected. You've charged up too much blade energy. You need to charge so that your attacks don't get deflected.
Alright. See, this is why I'm not jumping directly into a multiplayer game, because I have to research and study and kind of figure out what's a good way to use this damn weapon. It's a beautiful weapon, it just looks like it's complicated to master. like the menu. Just got to get used to using it. Alright, camera. There it is. There we go.
Charged up too much blade energy. You need to charge so that your attacks don't get deflected. You've charged up too much blade energy. You need to charge so that your attacks don't get deflected. You've charged up too much blade energy. You need to charge so that your attacks don't get deflected.
There's a way to change these controls too. Let's see. Controls. Gestures, shortcuts. Oh, customize radio menu. What I'm interested in is to see if there's a way to kind of make controlling this guy a little bit easier. See if that's guard. I could switch those buttons. Let me see if I can do that. That might be a lot more helpful for me. Alright, let's try. Wish I could change that button. Seems kind of a shame you can't change or customize your full control layout. Yep, cannot. Well, we'll just get used to it. Okay, dodge and roll. Dodge and roll. How do I do that nifty slide? I know it's boring watching me work on a stick for a while, but these controls aren't necessarily as straightforward as you might think. Trying to understand the logic of what they want is what I'm trying to do right now. That'll switch me back to that. See, I keep that and I still have that goddamn habit. See, I wish that button wasn't that button. I would, like, see, square really needs to be circle for me, and that's what's really kicking my ass right now. Is that circle is an attack button, and I just have this habitual urge to press square for all my attack buttons, and circle is my defense. So it's the exact inverse of what they got.
This should work as slinger ammo. You can use it to hit things that are far away.
So
that's a piercing pod, a powerful type of slinger ammo. It makes it easier to target obscured weak points.
And then that's not right either, because I gotta change that camera, because that's not the normal camera. Ugh. Man, they just do not make controls as intuitive as they need to be. So I can't. There we go. Slinger settings. Oh, scheisse. Focus camera settings. So wait, there's no invert for slinger? So I get to invert my normal camera controls, but if I use my slinger for some god-awful reason, that's not inverted. Well, that's gonna be a bitch. Ugh, jeez. So transitioning from trying to get used to aiming with this and then transitioning back to my normal camera is a mindfuck if you invert one and don't invert the other. And is there no option to invert the fucking thing? Oh my god. Wait, item control settings. Damn. I don't know if this is enough. Okay, reticle control. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Yes. Okay, this is instead of being this is considered reticle control. So that's noted. Yeah, I mean, I gotta just play with these controls for like an hour because I gotta just decrypt their. I gotta board their logic train right now. All right, is there a way where I can switch my combat buttons and my item buttons around? There's got to be something. Controls. Sheaths. Let's do manually sheath your weapon. Okay, what do we got? Tap L3 or do R2. Radio menu. Says release R to select an item. Press R to select an item. I don't know about that yet. Item control. Select an item with D-pad or that. I don't see nothing for combat. Directional control. Nope, that's just directions. Nope. Okay, I'm just gonna have to break the habituals. And this is, oh man, literally got to retrain my brain. Okay, that's what the auto sheath weapon means. Okay. So don't do that. Or else I have to do that again. So it's okay to do 1, 2, but up again. 1, 2. So 1 of that, okay. Now I gotta understand the logic of this discharge system, so I can reliably use my quote-unquote power. So in order to switch, I gotta always block. Oh. Oh. Okay, so that's just normal morph, the power stored. No, I'm not used it. Never mind.
Your weapon is losing its sharpness. Create some distance and then use a whetstone.
Oh, it's just going to keep consuming. figured out how to do that now. Slide. There's gotta be more to that though. So, what's another potential combo? So it doesn't matter what that follows. So if I do that, so even if I do the weak slash, as long as I followed it up with a, even if I did charge slash, still do the forward. Okay, and that's, you can't just stand still and do it. That's always a second shot. So that's always second in the combo right there. So you got that, and that. Probably something a little less metallic. Let's see. Okay, so we got that. Move that, into that, into. Hold on. Square. Start off, do that, into that. No, I gotta, anyone, move that. No. That. Triangle, triangle. There we go, that's what I want. So, triangle, forward circle, triangle, triangle. Oh, too fast. Triangle, forward circle, triangle, triangle, and then hold that, Okay, now I need to figure out a good place for it to mix. That's how we switch back. Okay, so we're going to do triangle, forward circle, triangle, triangle, triangle. Triangle, forward circle, triangle, triangle. Ooh, okay. So not that button. Triangle, forward circle, triangle, triangle, triangle. Go right into that mode. Well, good.
Is this Monster Hunter?
Yes, it is.
Are you broadcasting?
Yes, I am. I'm trying to get used to the weird controls.
Oh, it is beta.
So,
Monster Hunter an MMO?
it's MMO-ish. I'll let you know in a little bit. Okay, back to what I was doing. That. Alright, so what I'm on a different element. Let's see. There we go. There we go. So that's what that means. So if I did that, so I should.
UI looks pretty shitty.
This is just the training area.
Oh. Because all of that shit all over the screen.
Yeah, it's giving me information on what I'm doing. It's kind of like a fighting game.
Yeah. It's also full screen because smaller people front.
Yes. So, okay, I think I'm getting a. I think I now just need to practice this thing in the field. I think I got a pretty decent handle on the basics of it. Finally. So, let's see. Whetstone. That's. There you are. Alright. Alright, that is... Now how do I fire this? Like that.
The rock-steady mantle mitigates damage and reduces how much you react to getting hit. The health booster lets you place a smoke spike that gradually restores your health when you stand in its smoke.
Let's see. So we have an antidote, max potion. Ooh, well done steak. How much stamina does that recharge? Okay, so now I gotta adjust the control scheme for the reticle. So that doesn't build up my current stamina at all. Okay, lovely. Not sure I'm a big hot fan of this reticle. Let's see. Another whetstone. Don't need it though, but I'm just kind of fiddling. Oh, that's why we need the reticle. Mantle isn't even listed. No, wait, it is. You only get like... Okay. Let's do some reticle adjustments. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to kill it. Alright, control settings, options. Okay, reticle controls. I'm trying to see what we got for the... it's under radio menu. So just press R to release the... Okay, let's try that. Maybe I'll like that better. Yeah, I like that better. Oh yeah.
You need to load the slinger with some ammo. See anything useful lying around?
See that? Okay. Okay, what's my other basic controls? So I'm not doing anything. That can do that. That'll sheathe that. Okay, I think I'm much more comfortable with that now. Okay, how do I turn that off? Interesting lock system. Okay. Let's see what else we can do. Okay, if I press that button, that immediately comes out as that. And then I can do that. Okay. But if I'm sprinting, I can start out with a light attack. If I'm sprinting, I can do a still the light attack, and then slide, light, slide, light, slide, light, slide. Ooh, that slide is multi-directional. That's ooh. That's okay, and that's guard. Okay. Slide, light, slide, and that's guard. Okay. Okay, I'm starting to get the handle of that weapon. That's heck of a lot nicer now. Alright, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and finally get out of this stupid thing and get to a real part of the game. I gotta talk to that cat. Let's see. Yes, I think I do. Yeah, housekeeper. You want to return to title screen? Damn right I do. Okay. Sorry, I had to get used to actually playing this game. Alright, let's start with single player first. Crouching and camouflage. Okay. Let's see, what kind of... I don't know, they're all kind of wanting. What, that's it? There's no... Guess we just gotta go with the presets. Okay. Maybe I will go with the guy then. I thought I could be a little bit more custom. Oh my god, they got Tommy Wiseau. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, they even got the guy from The Witcher in here. Yeah. And then they got the older guy from The Witcher in here. Yeah. That looks like the guy from Final Fantasy. Let's see. No. Orlean. Aw, yeah. No! I want the badass one. Him. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna have to get the, whip out the keyboard for this one. Let's see. What? That was a keyboard. I'm going to go ahead and adjust the display here. You may have a momentary pause in the broadcast. 1 second. There we go. Now I got full screen. What has he got? Like that, hard and heavy. Sounds good to me. Oi, oi, oi. He just looks so mean. Sorry about that. Oh my god, he's like wearing a little lizard outfit. Oh my god.
We've received eyewitness reports of our target, the great jaguars, roaming around these parts. So let's get right to it. Open up your map.
God, her facial animation is so... Ugh.
This here is our current location. After a feast, the great jaguars can be found waddling back to its nest, scraping its big belly along the ground. Try heading over to this area here and search for any clues it may have left behind. Once you've tracked it down, go and put a 3-star hurtin' on it. Oh, and one more thing. You're being timed.
What's over here? Anything to gather? I don't see anything to gather on over here.
Your wildlife map keeps track of where you are and where the scout flies are taking you. You can also use it to keep tabs on monsters.
Looks like we still have various zones. Let's see if that's if I actually zone out between these two things. Guess we'll find out, won't we? Ooh. Let's see. Trying to get an idea of the lay of the land here.
The scout flies have found something. Go get a closer look. Great! The scout flies have locked onto the scent of the monster. Be on the lookout for more tracks or traces. The scout flies have picked up the monster's trail. Follow the green light they leave behind.
It's looking like you have to find a couple of those little hints in order for it to spawn something. It's not a shield. It's an axe blade. Well, it actually does focus as a shield, but it's also an axe blade too. Actually, I just recalled it does act like a shield too. I just forgot. It's an axe blade and a shield, so it's both.
If you follow the scout flies to your target, you'll locate it in no time.
Okay, let's see. Here's that line. Mm-hmm. Whenever... Don't you have work to do?
Oh yeah, I did say I was going to do that other final person.
Ah, there he is.
You're less likely to lose sight of a monster if you use the focus camera. Okay, you know what you have to do. Get in there and do your stuff. If you're clever, you can use the slinger to distract monsters. The scout flies will hide once the fight breaks out. Don't forget that.
Oops.
Dodge its attacks. Don't forget, you can guard too.
Oops. Oops. There we go.
The monster's been immobilized. Now's your chance. Oh boy, that monster's really mad now. Be ready for some vicious attacks. Look, the monster's almost done for. Chances are it'll retreat to its nest to recuperate.
So how can I whip this out with just the energy immediately? Ooh, babies.
Okay, let's take those parts you carved back to base and use them to upgrade your gear or craft something new.
Oops, wrong button. Gotta get used to
Dodge
that.
his attacks. Don't forget, you can guard too.
Really gotta stop pressing that button. Okay. Anyway. Let's say I want to switch to charge mode. That should be that. Okay. That did it. If I want to just go straight up to this guy and do some serious damage, I'm going to do the...
Alright, you completed the quest! Congrats!
Damn it, I gotta stop pressing that button. I gave him a little sausage.
That's awesome!
Do 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 do. No. Let's see what's next.
We've received eyewitness reports of our target roaming around these parts. So let's get right to it. Open up your map. This here is our current location. Try heading over to this area here and search for any clues it may have left behind. If you ever get lost, consult your map.
Looks like it's going to be hot out there, so let's see what we got. Oh, no cold drinks on the reticle, so it looks like it may not be a big deal, huh? Let's see. Health booster. Net. Shock trap. At least if I'm going to make some kind of flub, might as well do that. Alright, so for now, let's just keep it with that. Let me pick up some stones. Guess I really shouldn't have to worry about picking up too much stuff, because can't really go back to town to craft anything. There we go. What do we got? Is Red Pit like a paintball? I'm gonna really enjoy a PC version of this because I'll be able to control the game a lot better. Kind of avoid these guys. Looks like they don't want to be left alone, so let's try this out.
monster's trail. Then let the scout fly show you the way.
Alright, so it's glowing red. You pretty much have little choice but to go ahead and shift into that mode. And that's with the circle switch too. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. So visually, it's... Okie dokie. You know, I don't think I'm 100% great with the green. Well, there's something pretty big. It just looks like three things sitting together. Ooh, there you are. Yeah, that is a paintball.
Get yourself out of that gunk before you do anything else. Here's a potion. The monster is on the move. Use the scout flies as a guide as you go after it.
Okay, we want to switch to that move. All right.
You can use jump attacks to mount monsters.
Oops. Didn't mean to put the weapon away so quickly. Ah, crap. Let's see how well this reticle thing works. Oh, that's not bad.
If you run out of stamina, you'll be winded and vulnerable. Veteran hunters know to always keep an eye on that gauge.
Oops.
Okay, the monster's tired. Now's your chance to deal some serious damage.
I gotta get used to it. Yeah, it would be fantastic on PC. I just gotta get... Because these controls, that's what's really driving me crazy right now. I can't make it perfect. So, on PC, I know I can make it perfect. And I won't have such a time trying to train myself how to play this thing. And keep pressing the wrong buttons at the wrong time. God.
Hey, these shrubs look like the perfect place to hide.
I don't want to hide, I want to kill him. I gotta put my ammo. Okay, if I know how to do this right, switch into the gun. There we go. Vertical. Put this on. that. Don't have to worry about doing that right now anyway. Time's a ticking. Damn mud.
Let's hit our target. We gotta stay focused on what's important.
Trying to. Come on over here, big boy. He's distracted. Very short time limit. I'll do better next time. It was like 20 minutes. Normally, like in a normal Monster Hunter game, you get like 50. Let's try some multiplayer now. Maybe playing with some people might help to compensate for my practicing. It'll take a while, but I think once this thing comes out on PC, I'll be able to handle it a hell of a lot better. Because that's what's really getting me right now is I do not like these stock controls. Because I constantly keep pressing the wrong buttons. Session is full? I mean, what the hell? Just put me in a session that's not full.
A monster that's been giving the Research Commission a lot of headaches has shown up again. Try to piece together the monster's trail, then let the scout flies show you the way. Once you've tracked it down, go and put a 3-star hurtin' on it. Oh, and one more thing. You're being timed. You can fast travel back to camp simply by selecting it from the wildlife map.
See, I don't want to be in this little nook. I want to get out of here into a bigger area. There we go. That's exactly what I wanted. Well, vine climbing's a hell of a lot better now. Guess everyone's splitting up looking for some kind of sign for the monster. See what we got going on here.
Our team is already engaging the target. Get a move on. We can use the scout flies to locate them. Yeah, you've mounted the monster. Now's your chance to topple it.
Ooh, he does not like me. Well, that was fun, wasn't it, guys? Thanks for the support horns, by the way. There we go.
All right, you completed the quest. Congrats.
Well, that was fun. Part's broken. Nice.
That's my partner.
Gotta wait. Gotta wait. Guess while they're doing the selection... Oh wait, it's been cancelled. Alright, I'll take this moment to do a slight break. I'll be back in just a minute. And I am back. Sorry for the momentary delay there. Yes. Mm-hmm. Let's try that again. I just don't like how it keeps trying to matchmake me into these rooms that are full. Oy. Come on, let's get it in here. There we go. Okay, what's the one thing we haven't fought yet? Fire. So... What? Impatient people? Son of a bitch. I'm trying to get people in this game is of not being user friendly. That's probably the one thing I'm going to be very grateful about is that their matchmaking during the beta is complete shite. I know, I'm just saying. Well, the thing is about this, it's not about queues. I mean, it's trying to auto match us, and apparently it either keeps erroring or it keeps throwing me into people that are full. Well, I mean, why is it trying to matchmake me with people with full teams? Well, as usual, yeah. Yeah. Just keep trying to break through. And then when I host, no one joins it. Yes. Yes, it's much more than 5 seconds. Oh, finally. Last time I didn't even put people in here. Alrighty, let's see what we got. I think this is that T-Rex, basically. Not the Devil Joe, but he's like Devil Joe Mini. I'm banking on he's fire, but I bet he's got dragon on him too.
Okay, let's get started on that quest. The one called the Ancient Forest Menace. The target is an unknown monster that likes to mark its turf by, spitting slime all over it.
Yeah.
We've only got a limited amount of time to track it down and take care of it, so we better start looking.
So they're all starting at the northeast camp. So he must be spawning up near there. Right, we got a target sighted, so let's The other guy spotted.
Bright moss is slinger ammo. Launch it at walls to light up the area. There's our target. Our team's health is dropping. Use life powder to patch them up.
Oops. face. Let's see if this goes above him. Doesn't look like it does. Not in the way I was hoping. Does this go down? Yeah, that was a waste of time. Yeah. Oh, now it's going out.
Good. Well hidden. Hopefully this does the trick. Okay, now's your chance. Hurry up before you get noticed.
Yeesh. Oh, there we go. Good job, guys.
You completed the quest. Congrats.
What did I get? Oh, target destroyer parts too. That's it?
Nothing can stop us.
No. Well, I think I'll go ahead and take a bit of a break for a while. Thank you for tuning in. Come on. Go to it. This thing's such a pain in the butt.